Alright, next up we have The Other Me, a Disney Channel original movie released in 2000, starring Andrew Lawrence. Back in the mid-90s, Disney Channel started getting on board with the Lawrence brothers. Whether it was their show, which was actually originally broadcast on NBC, called Brotherly Love, which was then canceled but picked up by the WB for season 2, and then the reruns were subsequently aired on Disney Channel. They even had a Joy Lawrence music video. Never gonna change my mind. Never gonna change my. Never gonna change my mind. And the Disney Channel had a weird obsession with the Lawrence brothers, as Matthew Lawrence went to be on Boy Meets World, which the reruns aired on Disney Channel, and then we had the Lawrence brothers at one point, so Joe and Andy are in Horse Sense. All three of them are in Jumping Ship. And Andy himself has been in 4 different movies with both Horse Sense, Jumping Ship, Going to the Mat, and The Other Me. This one follows Will Browning, played by Lawrence, as he's trying to work on a science project, which is basically they're sea monkeys. They're called ocean pups. And what he doesn't know is this particular box of ocean pups has been contaminated by a cloning serum. Occurred an accident at the Ocean Pup Labs. And when he starts to do the ocean pups, he decides to stir the ocean pups with his, comb, which has a piece of his hair on it, causing a clone, which he names Tui. Tui. And I gotta say, I like that better than the name they eventually give him, which is Gil. Tui. So, yeah, and as you would admit, things, chaos and hijinks ensue. With Will trying to teach Tui how to be human, and they're freaked out at first, he's helping him out. And then he decides, Tui's gonna go to school for me, which, when you're a kid, you think, yeah, I'm gonna send my clone to school and I can stay home and eat all the junk food I want. That's cool. And if this had been the entire premise and it ended with him deciding, with Tui disappearing and him going back to his normal life, I would say he's screwed. Because, think about this, Tui is different than Will. Will has, he's been to school before. He's got his own little niche. He's got his friends. He's avoiding this girl that likes him, because he's a teenage boy. And he knows what he wants to do. Tui has no idea. He sends Tui to school. He starts to mention certain things to him. But in the end, Tui does his own thing. He's friends with, he's got, his one friend, Chucky, I think his name is. And then you got the bully, which he ends up making friends with because they bond over something. And then, of course, he also accepts the girl's proposal to go to dance with him. And he starts his big dance party in the cafeteria to NSYNC's Bring In the Noise, bring down the house. And then bring the party out, say, come on, let's raise the roof and get proof. We can get a wood y'all, bring in the noise, He does this little dance moves. I don't know who choreographed this dance, but it's really cool, and he does it more than once. And and you think, okay, the problem's just going to be that Will's going to get jealous, and he wants his own life back. And like I said, he's screwed if he goes back. But here's the thing. They show it on the screen. After a while, he's like, I'm going to school this time and you're going to stay here. And when he goes to school, he realizes how much has changed. The bully's no longer a bully to him. He's got more people that know who he is but then he realizes that's not him, that's from Tui. And he's got a date with this girl that he has a crush crush on. And by the way, by the end of this film, I think she's gonna be confused as to who she, is gonna be with. But I don't think she ever finds out the truth. The bully, Scotty and Chucky, they find out the truth eventually. But the big problem here is not, the hijinks with the clone. It's not a whole movie. The two people who invented the cloning formula are out looking for a clone of anything. They realize they can't clone himself, and they have a little formula that's going to make the clone permanent. Apparently, it's not permanent, it's only temporary unless he drinks the formula. And he starts to feel weird and start to disappear. And here's the thing, he accepts that his lifespan is not that long. He accepts that he's going to go. But Will doesn't want him to go. Will has accepted that there's two of him now, and he's going to just go with it. Another thing that's really cool is that they go to see this relative of theirs, a grandpa. It's one of those, it's kind of like Sunday night where he sits in a chair and doesn't talk. Only unlike creeping the shit out of the kid, like in Silent Night, Deadly Night, here, he's just kind of quiet and talk to anyone until Will sends Tui with to do it. And Tui kind of does it hurt to be old? And they end up talking. And that's another thing why he's able to connect with his family better than he can. In the end, though, the Ocean Pup guys kidnap Will, thinking he's the clone. And they realize he's not the clone. They have to go get the real clone. And Tui comes to the rescue, and eventually the two friends show up. And there's a showdown. And Tui takes the formula so he doesn't evaporate or whatever. So then in the end, the parents and the sister, they show up, and they have to explain what's going on. And they say, oh, it's his cousin, Gil. I'm sorry, but what cousin looks exactly like you? You could have said it was his brother, or you could have said something. Cousin named Gil, who's staying with the family. And yeah, okay, fine. I don't think I mentioned this with Brink, but there were certain, Disney Channel original movies got sequels like Xenon, Descendants, High School Musical, what have you, Cheetah Girls for some reason. But there were movies that I think could have had a sequel, such as this and Brink. And, with the way Disney was, at least back then, I think they could have, with the right handling, they could have done a decent job. Like, they could have been a sequel to The Other Me Part 2, or something where the two guys escape from jail or something to get him. I don't know. And it could have been a Brink 2. Val tries to get revenge. I don't know. But they never did. Like, some of their best movies don't have sequels. And then some of their sequels are some of their best movies. Like, you think, Horse Sense, did that need a sequel? No. But we got Jumping Ship, which I think is way better than Horse Sense, which I will be reviewing at some point this weekend. So look for that. But yeah, as it is, The Other Me, pretty good movie. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. Not bad. I think it was Andrew Lawrence's first big starring role, going solo from the other two. I mean, he's one of the two stars of Horse Sense, but he's by himself here, so he's like the solo leading man. So I think it's one of his first leading roles without one of his brothers there to be by his side. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, what are your thoughts on The Other Me? Like, share, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.